right, let's get going. Good morning, everyone. It is really exciting to be here. I'm Harini Ramprasad, and we are from BPWIC Foundation, presenting a panel for you all today. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for being present here. It is amazing to be part of a conference like Day of Security, especially at their first India conference, and with so many of you all trailblazing women and non-binary cybersecurity professionals who have come here today. So, with that, thank you so much for being here, and once again, a very, very warm welcome. We are super excited to get started with this panel today. So before we continue, please tell us where you're from in the chat. We would love to know, our audience for today. In the meantime, let me just talk a little bit about our panel topic. So as you know, our panel topic is Beyond Borders, Expat Women Pioneering Cybersecurity and Diversity Empowerment. And I'll be moderating the panel. I'll introduce our speakers, but before that, let me just touch upon why we are here and why we chose this topic. So, as our topic suggests, we are all actually originally from India, and we came to the US to grow our cybersecurity careers. So, I'm actually from Chennai, and I came to the US to do my master's focusing on cybersecurity from Carnegie Mellon University. I used to work at two startups in Bangalore before, and now I'm a product security engineer at Salesforce here in Seattle. So let me see if there's some activity on the chat. We would love to know where you're all from. So a little bit about how I met these women, wonderful women on the panel today. So I met these ladies as part of BBWSC Foundation back when I was just a fresh beta grad looking to get started in the cybersecurity industry and pursue my master's journey. And these women have been there throughout, cheering me on and giving me the much needed support. So I'm always grateful to them and to the wonderful women in cybersecurity community, which I found. And since then, I've been a core committee member at BBWIC Foundation, where I help lead academic and research initiatives for women in cybersecurity. So yes, this journey indeed for all of us has been so far away from home. And throughout this journey, we have learned many valuable lessons that has helped us personally and professionally. And that's what we hope to share with you all today. Emotional intelligence and leadership skills have become only more and more important for one's cybersecurity career. And our hope is that through sharing our experiences and our thoughts on various challenges and the skills we thought helped us in our careers, we hope it can resonate with each of your unique scenarios and the challenges which you face. And hopefully we can all learn something from each other. So that's our idea for today. Before we get started, let's do a quick poll because, like I said, we would love to know more about you. So, yes, please take your time to respond to the poll about where you are in your cybersecurity journey. Are you looking to start? Are you a student? Or probably you're very much spent many years in cybersecurity already and you're senior or exec. So we'd love to know more about you. And with that, let's introduce our speakers for today. So we have Krity Kharbanda here. She is an application security engineer at ServiceNow and a core committee member at BBWSC Foundation, leading community and development initiatives. Krity grew up in Delhi, but she actually spent her college years in the other end of the country in a place which I come from, Chennai. So we have something common there, and we actually both did our masters in Pittsburgh during the same time. So it's been great knowing Kriti for all these years. And throughout her journey, she has gained a diverse skill set in data management, cloud, and container security. So with that, love to hear more from you, Kriti. Over to you.
Thank you for introducing me, Harini. And the coincidence that we were both together in Chennai, then in Pittsburgh, we didn't even know each other in Chennai and got to know each other in Pittsburgh. It has been totally great. And as you said, currently I'm working with ServiceNow as an application security engineer and volunteering to serve as the community and development lead at BBWIC. I came to US in 2021 to pursue my master's from the University of Pittsburgh. I was born and raised in the vibrant city of Delhi, but my journey took an unexpected turn, and I decided to pursue my undergrad studies in the southern city of India, Chennai. Those 4 years away from home were a transformative experience, exposing me to a different environment and strengthening me up. It acted like a prerequisite for me, the world that awaited me beyond the confines of familiarity. The diverse experience have shaped my path thus far, from growing up in the bustling streets of Delhi to the coastal charms of Chennai, and now the vast horizons of the United States. Each chapter has been a stepping stone, equipping me with the resilience and determination to navigate the challenges that lie ahead, fueled by an insatiable thirst for growth and a passion that knows no bounds.
Wonderful, Kriti. It's so nice to hear your journey traversing, multiple cities, and we'd love to hear more from you in this panel. So let me introduce our next speaker for today, Yansi Keim. And and we have another member from Delhi here. So Yansi is a final year PhD candidate at Purdue University, and she has made several published contributions to cybersecurity research, and she also advises the student cell initiatives at BBWIC Foundation. Along all things cybersecurity, she does love all things about Wonder Woman from the DC universe. Yancy says it's her DC drive that propelled her forward in her cybersecurity journey. Let's hear from Yancy. Over to you.
Thanks, Harini. Hey, dear security. Hi. It's a privilege to be sharing insights today with such vibrant ensemble of students, professionals, and of course, my exceptional co-panelists. I'm Yansi. Like Harini introduced, I'm a final year PhD candidate in cybersecurity at Purdue University. I hail from Delhi as well, so there's that connection. And I spent a good 24 years of my life there before moving to the United States in 2019. So now you know where it all began, right? In the city of Delhi, a city known for its relentless spirit, multicultural hub, and whatnot. Of course, food. Food cannot be missed. And what else? Jugaad, I guess. So beyond that, coming from a traditional background, my father's choice of engineering college set the initial path for my career. However, my Desi drive, as Harini pointed out, um, Desi Drive helped me to excel amidst fierce competition and fueled my journey to become a technology researcher. Yes, I published my first peer-reviewed journal paper during third year of bachelor's degree. You know, when I opened that envelope and saw my name there, that moment itself, that seeing myself as the first author and the sole women in the entire university to do so, that moment fueled me to lead, innovate, grow, and make an impact on this world. Fast forward 11 years later, my notable research collaborators include IIIT Delhi, Department of Justice, and areas that span software engineering, digital forensics, gamification frameworks, and many more. So, academia demands to be your own boss, and that comes with harboring a unique emotional intelligence and critical thinking. So, looking forward to sharing some examples of such today moving forward. Thank you.
Awesome, Yansi. I'm sure by the end of your PhD journey, you are as strong a warrior as you can be. So thanks, Yansi, so much for sharing. Next up, we have another person, yet again from Delhi here, Saman Fatima. There's a lot of Delhi representation here. I see that in the chat too. But yes, Saman Fatima is a senior consultant at Ernst& Young and also the global operations lead at BBWIC Foundation. She has several years of experience in identity and access management, data science, and engineering. And along with all of that, she's also a huge Potterhead and is a proud mom of two cats, Dobby and Luna. Indeed, there's no doubt that she's a true Potterhead from, just by naming her cats from the Wizarding World. So I'm so happy to have you here, and we would love to hear more from you.
Thank you so much, Harini. And this introduction, I would die for to have it one more time, to have that visiting world connection. That's the best to have it. Like, I'm really proud of that. Thanks so much for that. And hi, everyone. I am really happy to be part of Day of Security again, and Day of Security happening in India for the first time. That's like the proud moment for all of us to be associated with it. And this is my second time as a speaker at Day of Security, have volunteered with it, and it's so good to be back on stage post my master's. Like, this is the first talk that I am having it after that big gap of academia that I did my master's and everything. So my name is Saman Fatima. I come down from a city in India called Lucknow. That's the city of Nawabs, as we say. And most of my years that I've spent is at two places where I did my undergrad. That was my first big change when I moved from from my hometown away from my family, and I did my undergrad from Jaipur. And that was a stepping stone for me, because it was really a different life where I could experience my bachelor's and just completed with it. And then 5 years of workex, working with a lot of folks, two organizations, and met with these amazing women and others as well, who are maybe sitting behind watching this video, or maybe somebody else in our channels as well. And that's when in 2022 I came down to United States to pursue my master's from Georgia State University in cybersecurity. And that was not a cakewalk at all. Like, all of us, we would be discussing that. And that was one step towards to the land of opportunities, to have more about it, and then landing up to this job, which I proudly talk about, be it BBWIC or with Ernst& Young. It took a lot of efforts to get to that point, and a lot of folks who were at a helping hand. So we would be sharing a lot about our experiences, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Saman, for being so candid about your experience. Very excited to hear more from you on this panel. Let's introduce our next speaker, Rachana Kamat. Not from Delhi this time, but she's indeed from India's financial capital of Mumbai. So she's a senior security engineer at Wayfair, and she also leads the training and development initiatives at BBWC Foundation. She's a true Mumbaiker and also a Dan Brown fan at heart. She spends her time fighting off cyber threats during the day and immersing herself with thriller stories at night. So, we're excited to have you here, Rachna, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Harini. So it's an honor to be a part of this panel. So as you were saying, like coming from the bustling streets of like Mumbai to the halls in USA, my name, Rachna, has been a constant reminder of what my purpose is. So trying to create something new into existence, whether that be a new idea, a solution, or a perspective, and I try to push myself to the boundaries and see what's possible. So, as you said, I am a great Dan Brown fan, and one of the books that I have read in the past when I was doing my bachelor's in computer engineering was actually Digital Fortress. It is all about cryptography and cybersecurity and everything in general. the book actually fueled my passion, and I decided to dive headfirst into cybersecurity. So I took a 19 hours long flight, came to Boston to pursue my master's in cybersecurity. So when I said that I would like to push my boundaries, I took it to the extreme limit possible. But I am a Mumbaiker, and Mumbai has taught me a lot of things. And one of those things is like thriving in crowds, thriving through challenges, and making sure you dance even if it's like thundering rains outside. But I always try to keep my bags in the front, and that's for sure. So here I am, 7 years down the lane, working as a senior security engineer, trying to save the corporate world from all the bad actors outside, and still having fun, still having a blast. Because, like, hey, who said you cannot have fun while you're defending the world outside? So thank you so much.
For sure. Thanks, Rachna. And it's so cool that you get to wear your detective hat as part of your day-to-day job. So thanks, Rachna, for sharing. And let's actually see how our poll is doing. So looks like we have the majority of folks on the senior and mid-level, and also many folks looking to start. Uh, would love to hear from you all on what motivated you towards cybersecurity, and what you're working on. Please drop that in the chat. And we also have some time planned towards the end to take questions. So please keep your questions and comments coming in the chat, and towards the end, we'll have a chance to pick some of those up. So we'll also have more polls coming your way. So please take your time to respond to those. We're very eager to see the responses to that. So with that, let's get started. So, Rachna, let me hand over the virtual mic to you. It has indeed been a very long journey from the bustling streets of Mumbai to now all the way in Boston. So, how has moving away from home helped you cultivate like, self-reliance, problem-solving abilities, and resilience?
That's a great question, Harini. So, the sobering reality was like for the first 22 years of my life, I had never left India at all. And I was kind of like guarded and protected by my parents. If you know the defense in depth technology and cybersecurity, I was kind of in that onion of protection. So I had to learn to be like comfortable with myself and explore like the different possibilities that the new country that I'm coming to and the new experiences that I'll have, and see how I can step out of my comfort zone and actually go ahead with the new experiences. So one thing when you're alone is like you want to trust yourself. We may think we trust ourselves a lot, but that is not the case. When calling back home is not an option, you realize that you were so much reliant on other people in your life. So one thing that I've learned while coming here is I have learned a lot of the different things which has made me accountable in general, whether that be banking, learning a new academic lifestyle, grocery shopping, or just going ahead and thinking about finances. To just give you a few examples, one thing is if I had to submit my assignment by like 12 midnight, but at the same time I need to cook my food and make myself be healthy, it was kind of difficult. But actually, in the long run, if I think about it, it helped me to think about decision making, like how do I make priorities and how do I make sure that I am getting to all the things done at the same time. And just one more thing that I wanted to probably add on and make it more relatable is you always think about finances while coming to a new country, right? So you always think, should I buy a house or rent a house which is closer to the university, and or should I buy it somewhere farther away, commute and save some money? So now that I think about it, I think those actually helped me on like risk assessment and thinking how money came into picture and all those things. So if I look back now, I think I've learned a lot in this process.
Definitely, for sure. I can definitely relate to that. I think my parents tell me I have gotten 2 degrees, one Master of Science and another Master of Cooking. But indeed, I think I agree. It does help you manage your time better and also finances, right? Because usually that would be taken care of our parents back then. So to follow up on that, right? So according to you, when one is moving abroad, what factors do you think they should consider in terms of evaluating their goals, opportunities, or just culture fit in wherever they are moving to?
Okay. So I won't hit on the points which you'll find on the internet about like visas and stuff like that. I think there are other points that probably from my experience I can talk about. The number one point is like safety in general, because it's very important to consider what the political stability of the place that you're moving to is. So try to see what the crime rates are, the safety policies around the university. Also look at the safety rate around the place that you're planning to live, because that is also important. Second thing is the weather, because you might love the snow, you might see Shah Rukh Khan films and you love the snow, walking the snow, but think about commuting in like a 6 inch deep snow, or like going through 40-degree temperature. Is that something that you really are okay with? Think about all those things in general. Support services. So most of the universities that we go to, they provide support services like accommodation. They also provide career counseling, scholarships, research about all those things in general. The second last thing I probably would hint is, professional goals. Like if you're going to a university, how good is it in the long run? Does it provide you with optional trainings, internships? There's something called co-op, which is like a longer internship. Do they also provide facilities like those? And last thing, and probably not the least thing, is the cultural difference, because you have to understand that the place you're going to will have something different culturally and something similar. You need to understand and evaluate how comfortable are you with those differences. Um, and if you're going to a new place, one thing that I will say is look at the clubs, organizations, and communities to see if they can give you the sense of belonging. Because believe me, hope sickness is a important thing and it is real. Because how many times are you going to watch Swadesh and just think like, okay, I have to go back to India right now? So just think about all these things apart from the logical things that you internet, and think you'd be good to go there.
Of course. Thanks, Rachna, for sharing that. I think, especially when you're coming for like higher studies, in university you're going to is of course very important, but like you highlighted, there are many other factors like how safe it is and whether so many other factors which are equally important. So thanks for shedding light on that. My next question is to Yansi, and this is along the lines of what Rachna just talked about. There are just so many challenges when you move abroad. Getting used to these kind of cultural differences, or even building your own support system now that you're really far away from your known circle of family and friends. So Yansi, being an Indian expat yourself, how do Indian women expats demonstrate resilience in navigating these sort of cultural challenges and career transitions?
Thanks, Harini. To be honest, it's such a nostalgic question. So I think I'm going to sum up the last 5 years of my life here in this. So to start off, I take great pride in being surrounded by my family, friends, mentors, whose love and support have rooted the seed of resiliency in the first place in me. From them, I soaked up values like, showing up, being tenacious, and being compassionate. These values were reinforced at Guru Gobind Singh University back in Delhi, Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, also in Delhi, and now here at Purdue University. Transitioning from an undergraduate program to a graduate program not only exposed me to an advanced curriculum, but also to a network of experts, and I was able to also embrace the sheer depth of knowledge. So then I had to change a graduate school from India to USA, and that demanded even far more critical resiliency. So for the audience here, do you know what I did? I adapted. And here's how. There are a couple of pointers here. Starting with, I managed time. So between coursework, research, assistantship, personal life, I developed a structure. I prioritized that things needed in that structure and set realistic goals. Then followed by, I joined support networks. So imagine moving away from your home country, and then moving away from your own community and craving a sense of belonging. To battle all of this, I joined Breaking Barriers, Women in Cybersecurity, Women in Security and Privacy, and certain graduate school organizations. And from all these avenues, I got the much needed emotional support and the guidance. Next, I did not shy away from seeking help. I asked for help whenever I could. So, cybersecurity support networks have taught me that behind every successful woman is a village of women who don't refrain from giving referrals. They will advocate for you in a room full of opportunities, and they also wouldn't shy from sharing Sephora's must buys. um, Next, I also explored cross industries. So, to give you an example, last summer I secured an internship at a manufacturing industry called Allison Transmission. I mentioned this because I showed resilience by moving past the core tech companies. So now I have transmission and manufacturing, basically one more division right up my alley of knowledge base. So all these events, in essence, taught me that change is the only constant. My identity as a woman and women as a collective gender, they are known for showing resiliency in the face of adversity and ascending from those hardships no matter what. So there's a person called Lucy Owen. She's a resiliency researcher. She says resilient people are really good at choosing carefully where they select their attention. And guess what? All of you showing up today at this conference tells me that you all are resilient. So a little clap for you all. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, thanks so much, Yansi, for sharing that. And like said, the power of community and network is can be incredible, but you do need to take that kind of first step. And asking for help may not come easy to many folks, and may not just be the most comfortable thing to do. But it goes a long way when you reach out to people, and as you said, women. So many women are always ready to support and cheer for you. So really nice to hear that. Thanks, Yansi. So Saman, my next question is for you. So Yansi talked about how important a community is. Not just for the Sephora references, but for helping one go forward in their cybersecurity career. So personally, like I mentioned before, I think BBWIC has played a major role in my career as well, and just giving me the inspiration and information I needed to go forward. So Saman, I know you have spent many years working with a bunch of different communities. So in your opinion, how does community drive our progress, inspire future leaders and reshape global leadership?
Thanks, Hajni, for that question. And that's really important because we representing a community here of women of BBWIC Foundation on another platform of Day of Security, who also has that motive. And we're really equally proud of doing that. And that's one biggest example of where we are collaborating together for one common mission. So I understand that fact that we need each other at all the times, but yes, when we are in a foreign country, it altogether becomes really difficult to take that step, to have that helping hand and get through it. So it's been many many years that I've spent into cybersecurity, way before when I even knew what was cybersecurity, back in 2017 when I was in India. And there are a lot of great women who were actually supporting me, gave me that extra hand to understand everything. We never knew, like I never knew what was the importance of visiting a conference, a local meetup, or just like to hang out, a coffee conversation or anything of that sort. And security was not a thing at that time as well. But eventually, growing your connections, meeting new people, networking with like minded folks, I know it just takes that extra step to talk to them. But with years you'll have your own army of women, of men, and have it that you can back them, and you can call them, you can message them anytime that you need support for. So one big example for me would be like when we are actually moving places, like probably for me when I was moving from India to US, I had a lot of folks sitting down on this call right now, like maybe Harini and Kriti, technically I just reached back to them for all the processes because they were a student before. So that's how the sense of community comes in picture, and that's why we're here, like, to create those connections so that we can help each other. And in terms of, having your stand there, it's more of you make those connections, you network with people. But apart from that, there are a lot of learning sessions. You learn about a lot of technologies together. For example, I work towards audit assurance and controls. I know nothing about AppSec. So, being part of certain communities, I may know about all those platforms, learn about that bit, and give my contributions towards that learning. And then, obviously, that experience is a lot. When I went to certain conferences in person, like Black Hat or maybe DEF CON or Diana or uh, Women in Cybersecurity, those were really good experiences where I could actually come down, talk to a lot of folks in person for the first time, network with them, know what they're doing, and then create those connections together. And that is how you sustain here. And next, when we talk about learning, when you know somebody about, there are certain mentorship programs going on where you can be a mentor, like with your experience, you could actually help folks. I've done a lot to a lot of students through LinkedIn or through other platforms as well. And that's one thing that I'm really proud of, that whatever mistakes I did or whatever things worked out for me, it's something that I give out to the community back as well, because this community is actually because of which I am sustaining as well every day here in a new country. And apart from that, the other side is you can be a mentee as well. You can learn from a seasoned professional as well. Although I have 5 years of work ex, I have 2 degrees, but still I want to learn, I want to know more, I want to see at the road of becoming a leader one day at my organization, or right now at the community I am. I want to better up myself so that I can help more folks. I can take those experiences from those professionals and use them together. So communities bring you down from your full-time jobs where you connect on a lot of different grounds, be it professional or personal, and have a family outside of work as well. So that is something that I advocate a lot about, and that's why all of us together are here. And that's one step closer to us being together as part of the community, networking together, taking out time to be part of those sessions, know more about what is happening, and connecting with folks. That's the motto that we are driving, and how we are actually sustaining every day here in a new country. Thank you.
Well said, Saman. Thanks so much for sharing. And I agree, community really creates that safe space for you to learn different things and also experiment, right? You may have your first speaking session in a closed community, like a safe space where, you can hear opinions and just grow in every aspect. So really important. I totally agree with you to be part of community, and it goes both ways. You learn and also you give back. So thanks, Saman, for sharing that. Let me quickly close the poll which we had so that we can have another poll. So we would like to know if how many of you all are considering doing a higher degree in cybersecurity. If you already have one, you can choose the third option. But we would love to know what direction you all are thinking of, and please feel free to share more about it in the chat. Uh, so with that, let's go to the next question. This is for Rachna and Kriti. So, so far we all spoke about how these different experiences have shaped us as a person. We all come from very different backgrounds, be it the cultural sense, educationally, or even gender-wise in a workplace. And all of this becomes part of our identity, and this is now known with like a very powerful concept called intersectional identity. And it becomes important to think more about our identity, and because reflecting on who we are and what our values are, that's what is going to help shape our journey and the various decisions we would have to take throughout. So, Rachna, could you share your thoughts on what intersectional identities mean, and how navigating this shapes the development of unique leadership narratives.
Yeah, definitely. So intersectional identities, let's just start by comparing it to probably like a palette of color. So as a color palette has like different colors and they have like shades and hues and different things for it. Similarly, I think for all of us, we have our own color palette, and that is created by using like your race, your gender, your sexuality, whether that be something your challenges and everything that you had in your path, the perspective towards life that you have. So if I am an artist and I'm trying to create like a color palette, I create a color scheme for a painting, right? So that's what I think an authentic intersectional identity is something that we can create by using the color, correct amount of color. For example, you can take all the experiences that you have in the past, all your background or your knowledge, and then you are a unique identity for yourself, and that's the intersectional identity that you actually go forward to. Now, just as an artist actually creates like depth and richness in a painting by using these different colors, if you are a leader, you can actually embrace and recognize all these challenges, all these privileges that you have, and make sure that you add that as a strength for yourself and create a leadership value for you. And you'll be more empathetic. I think you'll understand what different people come from, the each color that you have with you, and you create like a gorgeous painting for yourself. And that's how I try to think about intersectional identity. It's kind of like a gorgeous painting that you create for yourself using all the best things and also the challenges that you have had in the past. So I think Kriti, you probably would have like experiences around this. Do you want to talk more about it?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Rachna, and really like how you compare it with an artist. I just love that example. So, intersectional identities bring in diversity of a kind that often face unique challenges and experiences that shape their perspective and worldviews. These lived experiences can inform their leadership approaches, priorities, and the way they connect with and understand the experiences of diverse communities. For example, as an Indian, I have grown up reading about and seeing various kinds of differences in our society. When I think about it, I feel how all of that has heightened my level of emotional intelligence and empathy. And that's me speaking based on what I saw and observed, and thus develop the sense of consciousness. And there are people out there who have lived these experiences, and we all come under this one big umbrella. Each individual grows from a different perspective. All this builds up the ability to view the issues from multiple angles and draw upon various experiences, which can lead to contributing to innovative problem solving and bringing creative approaches to complex challenges. And being in the field of cyber, I think it's all about facing and fighting new challenges every day. At my workplace, being an Asian woman in my team makes me navigate the intersections of the gender, cultural, and ethnic identities. Also, I feel a sense of responsibility to create opportunities for others who share similar experiences, and thus I like to volunteer and pay it forward.
Thanks, Kriti and Rachna, for sharing. I think really understanding our identity and, like you said, trying to understand the kind of backgrounds people come from. I feel that would really help you and understand each different perspectives and show empathy to those around. So thanks to you both for shedding some light on that. With that, let's switch gears a little bit and talk some fun stuff. So let's, we all came to the US, probably perhaps our first time like moving so far away. So how did you all spend your time exploring? Did you check out like famous Bollywood like movie scene locations or anything? Because I know for one that I there's this movie in Tamil called Vinnai Thandi Varuvaya, and it's quite, it was made in other languages as well, and it was famous for the Hosanna song. And I was obsessed with going to the exact location where they shot one of the climax scenes in Central Park, and I definitely wasted a lot of time trying to get that perfect shot. So that is me. But I would like to hear from you all. Did you do any crazy things like that, Kriti?
For me, it was going all over New York when I went there for the first time and living the Kal Ho Na Ho moment and just the background music of the movie going on in my head. And I just wanted to go where Shah Rukh Khan used to go, Preeti Zinta used to go. So that was one for me.
I really used a couple of, tunes from Kal Ho Na Ho when I was taking that Long Island ferry, across that, sorry, it's Staten Island ferry. And that was the best part, to have the skyline and have those Kal Ho Na Ho tunes. Although I was happy, but, I was just reliving all the moments being at Dumbo or the Brooklyn Bridge, all those sorts. And literally like enacting that, she sat here and cried, or they were doing things here. So that was the fun part. Yeah, done that, and totally not guilty about it.
Rachna?
Yeah, I was thinking about like New York as well, but like I'll switch a little bit and go to Las Vegas because I have seen Anybody Can Dance, and they have an entire kind of a dance sequence in front of the same hotel that I was staying in. I got to know that just a day before, and what we did is like me and my cousins, when we went there, we were exactly in the same position and enacting that dance sequence in general. But the fact was like they probably had like some time to shoot, so they had like emptied the place around there. But for us, it was not a good sequence because like people were just walking in front of our camera. But that would be one. Another is like I'm a good Shah Rukh Khan fan, so having the Pardesh song was A Dil Divana was actually shot there, so it was good to have that experience in general.
That's nice. We don't have the budget to close up the whole street, right? So I have to deal with the crowd. What about you, Yansi?
I have been to Vegas, like Rachna said, and I think Anjana Anjani movie, like Ranbir and Priyanka's movie, they have shot there, and they were driving through the sands of Utah. I've also been there through the Death Valley Desert, so that's there. But on my list, definitely this Grand Canyon because I've seen Aishwarya Rai's song filming up with Anil Kapoor, I believe. So that's on my to go list. But yeah, so far Vegas and Utah.
That's nice. I would love to check out those places. Yes. Let's get back get back to our panel. And actually, I was just looking at our poll results, and we have a 41% yes for people considering higher education cybersecurity. And about 25% who already have a higher degree. For those on the no side, we hope to change your mind by the end of this. So let's see about that. So let's get back to our questions, and I'll put Kriti on the spotlight here. Clearly, we've all spoken about our crazy stories and how much we love to explore. What role does exploring new places play in fostering kind of personal growth and just pursuing our passions?
I love traveling, so this I think this is the perfect question for me, Harini. I feel like when we're exploring new places, it's a very good way to learn by stepping out of your comfort zone. Like you get to immerse into an unfamiliar surrounding, which can cultivate resilience, adaptability, and critical thinking skills. And I would like to share one of my experiences here and give an example. When I was in my second semester of my master's, I got a chance to attend a cybersecurity conference. I was the only one from my university. I was all worried and nervous and felt I was not only representing myself there, but also my university, and had to navigate the city as well as the conference all alone. I did my homework before entering the venue, still struggled with a few things there. But when I walked out of the conference, I started to look back on those 3 days. And I realized that I had not only gained networks, I made friends, and also gained confidence in handling situation based challenges. We, when we are put into such situations, we develop the ability to think on our feet and devise creative solutions. By exposing ourselves to diverse cultures, technologies, and ways of thinking, we can gain insights that inspire us to push the boundaries to our field and pursue our passion with renewed vigor. I share an experience of a conference and I talked about networking. But there have been times I've met people at random places and connected with them. Networking shouldn't only be concise to the people of your field. That's what I feel. And connecting with people from all around help you build fresh perspectives, fueling the drive to achieve your goals in a ever-changing landscape of the world. For example, how I met these women of the BBWIC community. It was totally accidental, and we all collided together to be of the same field. So I feel that that really helps. And when you expose yourself to explore, it leads to personal growth because you discover new cultures, you become more open-minded, and develop a deeper appreciation for diversity. You get to plan, budget, and enjoy at the same time. And honestly, all these are small particles of your day-to-day job, more like soft skills and, for example, people skills.
Definitely. Thanks, Kriti, for sharing. I think some themes which have really stood out so far are the importance of having a community, being part of one, and this is networking, right? May not you may like you said, you may chance about someone, maybe not in a traditional like career fair sense, but just somewhere else, and they may prove to be one of the most important mentors in your career. So thanks, Kriti, for sharing your insights. On these lines of building these kind of skills, my question to you, Yansi, is in your opinion, what kind of skills do you think one should prioritize, especially for cybersecurity careers abroad? Considering it could be like technical, emotional, or even in a cultural aspect.
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Harini. So I'll answer this from academia as a career point of view. I was just doodling this right now. So if you're planning to move for a PhD, fair warning, be prepared to give anywhere between 4 to 7 years of your life. On the other hand, if you're planning for a thesis-based master's, it's 2 years or sometimes 3 years in certain cases that I've seen. Now that we have established the timeline, there are certain skills you would bring, and there are certain skills you would learn along the way, right? I'm talking about the hard skills, soft skills, personal attributes, and transferable skills. Trust me, you could use all of these skills and put either into your professional growth area or maybe your personal growth area, but it will come in handy one way or another. So for example, I am multilingual, and I'm sure many of you in the panel and in the audience are as well. So, for me personally, it has enhanced my ability to communicate and collaborate with global teams such as BBWIC, Women in Cyber, the DINA initiative, right? And I have developed culturally sensitive solutions just because of this edge. Next, I can't stress enough on soft skills. So, for example, back home, our conversations are mostly, are about how you want to better your technical skills. Complete that cert, complete that training, or just better your tech part. But guess what I've found? United States is a nation where you need to be personable beyond the technical skills. So you need to put a smile on your face, you need to look the person in the eye, and you need to talk confidently. And that matters as much as your communication skills. Effective communication has allowed me so far to convey complex concepts clearly, while the skills like teamwork and collaboration has enhanced my research and industry projects. And then adaptability, like I was talking about earlier, has ensured that I stay current with evolving threats. Now, since that I come from a digital forensics research background, I'll briefly touch on some technical skills one would require, starting with research paper reading skills, academic writing skills, some hands-on forensics tools knowledge like NCASE, autopsy, Axiom, some frameworks like NIST, computer security, incident response handling, some NIST framework for mobile device forensics, the National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, and so on and on. I know someone also has to chime in on this answer, so I'll take another 30 seconds. Finally, personal attributes. Establishing a strong personal brand, particularly on platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, is an excellent marketing practice. So, girls, please go secure all the scholarships you can to attend the conferences like this, Day of Security, and advance at them by presenting your research, your talks, whatever. These involvements will communicate your passion with your peers and later will act as a catalyst for career growth. And then for leadership, I would like for someone to chime in and share her ideas on this, because I know she's just really good at this part.
Thanks, Yansi, on that point. But I'll really piggyback on a lot of points that you already mentioned. One is the last one that I'll pick up first is be a leader, be a new person into the industry or maybe to community itself. It's very important for you to be out and about and have that conversation, have that networking, have that skill developed. So be it you are perfect at your corporate side, at your tech side, you are the best. But if you are not able to have that network, if you're not able to communicate properly, it's difficult to sustain. That's what I have felt it, and all of us here would really support to that conversation that we need folks around us. You can't be always the I, me, myself, and it's very important for you to have that sense of ability to approach to others and be approachable as well. So my experience as an international student was really great in those terms because I had couple of connections. I had those connections built up back from India, and when I came here it was still difficult to conversate to people. It's really important for you to have that smile, to be approachable, to at least start the conversation somewhere. You cannot just directly go and say, I need this scholarship, I need this job, I need to do this. You have to have that ladder set up where you're actually creating a conversation. Something like, how was the match last weekend? Or how was the weather? Something to relate to each other and build up those conversations and do that. And I've done that being new to the current city that I am in US. And it has really worked up, to fetch those common points. Apart from that, you have to be really on your toes. An opportunity will not come at your door. You have to actually fetch for it, and that's how all of us have acquired a lot of things, be it a scholarship, be it a job position. That laid back attitude, everything would not fetch up everything, or a community together with you not working would also not work at all. So communication is really important. you know be available at those local meetups or virtual coffee conversation itself. If you're not good meeting up anyone to start with, you can start with coffee conversations. Talk to them, have a cup of coffee, conversate for 15-20 minutes, and then see how things go on. And it can be done with anyone who is part of the field, maybe a little junior to you, but maybe more experience as compared to living here in a new country, or maybe somebody who is a seasoned professional as well. So with that being said, being part of a lot of inclusive cybersecurity communities that we have taken up names right now, it really plays a pivotal role, especially in my growth. and it really develops you personally and professionally both. And this just makes you engaged more as part of these cybersecurity communities, and that is how you actually network with diverse individuals. It's just not limited to your community, or maybe you're just communicating with students because you're a student, and then actively seeking out opportunities for you at both personal and professional level, and having that sense of curiosity and open mindedness that will actually empower you to navigate the challenges and reap the rewards of the transformative experience that you are actually into and about to go there. Thank you.
Very well said. Thanks, Saman and Yansi. I 100% agree. I think as I went forward in even my cybersecurity journey, it was a real surprise to me like how important interpersonal skills are. I would say maybe as important as a technical, or maybe a little more, because I feel like in any sort of career you're bound to come across like challenging and like conflicts, but I think it's particularly more in this case of cybersecurity, because not everyone may like the what you're saying, right? The kind of suggestions you're giving. So it's a tough, it can get tough, and I think the interpersonal skills that you establish go a long way, so that people with differing opinions, we can all still work together, because yeah, at the end of the day, we're all not bots at least not yet, but we're all people. So definitely resonate with your thoughts. Thank you so much for sharing. I think we have come really close to time, and we promised to have Q&A at the end. So let's just do a real quick round of our, just a one-liner on what is your mantra that keeps you going forward. I'll quickly chime in mine. I think for me, staying true to myself, my values have really guided me, and I would like to say that even if it gets difficult, don't be afraid to make what feels right, and it'll be worth it. Let me pass it on to someone.
um, it's more of never stop that hustle, and continuous learning, collaboration, and paying it forward, which is really really important, would really help you with the knowledge sharing, mentorship, and communicating with other folks.
Kriti.
I believe in living up to our dreams. So for me, it's like you're totally capable of creating the life that you can't stop thinking about. So I think it's time to make your dreams happen. Just work for it.
Rachna, you like have a go at it.
Yeah, so for me, it's Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's words, which is if you want to shine like a sun, then first burn like a sun. So keep that fierce passion in your heart and never give up so that you can shine now and forever.
Over to you, Yansi.
Mine's from Wonder Woman, like you said in the beginning. You are stronger than you believe. You have stronger powers than you know. Said by Antiope to Diana in the Wonder Woman. So
So sweet. Thank you so much, you all, for sharing your thoughts. And thank you so much to our audience for tuning in and in engaging with us. I think we can take some questions. Those on the panel, feel free to pick up any questions that you see. Um, in the meantime, like to say thanks again so much for attending, and we look forward to connecting with you all throughout this conference and beyond. Thank you very much. Let me do the last poll real quick. So, after the end of the panel, are you considering higher education in cybersecurity? There's definitely a lot of bias in the options you've given. So, please let us know. I see Kriti answered a question in the chat. Would you like to touch upon it?
Yeah, I see that question was about the salary of entry level security positions. I feel it totally depends on what kind of role are you going for. And also, it depends like which city are you in. So, there are a lot of guides out there which define the averages based on the region you are of the US. So, yeah.
Thanks, Kriti. And I think real quick, companies usually post a range as well, and that might be helpful. You're a few seconds. That thanks everyone, and we would love to connect with you on LinkedIn and all the platforms. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.